Good morning and welcome to the show. My name's Jerry and I'm hosting another video on the series In the Know, and I have Jason and Dylan here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
We are here to talk about, I think, Robbie the robot.
AGVs, Robbie the robot, and just continuous improvement overall.
So let's start with Robbie the robot. Who and what is Robbie the robot?
All right, so Robbie, actually is Robbie and his twin brother, Robbie too, is a prototype project that we are working on to try to see how we can improve the inbound handling of cases into the DPS. Like I said, this is a prototype for our facility here, but it has greater implications. So once we go through these testings and we find that what works with it and what doesn't work with it, we can look at doing either a larger scale here in the facility, or we can look at other sites across the enterprise that have the same type of process where they're taking cases, opening up those cases, putting product into the tote, and then picking them either downstream or whatever else. So that's kind of what Robbie is. So Robbie is he's officially known as the auto decant cell.
Okay. And where would they find Robbie the robot in the warehouse?
So Robbie is down on the e-dock receiving area. You will see our depalletizing robot, which I believe is one they actually call Robbie. That is the one that is more downstairs towards the infeed area. The purpose of that one is basically depalletizing a case off of a pallet, putting it on a conveyor, and feeding it over to our decant robot, which then picks up that case, cuts it open, and puts the product into a tote.
Okay. All right. And Jason, AGVs is what you're going to discuss today a little bit.
Yep. So we have a pretty big project coming up. It's the AGV project. So to plug a little bit, if you want to look at some of the pictures, there is a continuous improvement board in the cafeteria hallway that has pictures of the different machines that are coming. First machines will start arriving at the end of May. So we'll see the AGVs and the EXVs arrive, two different types of machines. And then in June, we got the conveyors coming.
What's AGV stand for?
Automated guided vehicles.
Okay. All right.
So once those get here, they'll start installing everything and setting stuff up. Operations-wise, we have some stuff we have to do. We have to find a new location for the RX Mez cage storage. We have to find new locations for our box order totes, and we have to find a new location for audit. So that'll be coming here real quickly, probably the next month.
Okay. If anybody had questions, where should they go?
If they have questions, they can always stop me, Dylan. Lyle has been in some of the meetings, so we can answer it.
Okay.
They can also go to their supervisors, and the supervisors can contact us, and we can get back with those associates and talk about it.
Okay. Sounds good. You got anything else you'd like to add?
So I'd like to talk about the two different vehicle types that Jason mentioned. So really, the way we handle it now is, we have our Infeed Personnel, we have the VNA trucks themselves. So we are getting two types of trucks here of these AGVs. One is the EXV, but their job is going to be handling it off of the infeed section, and we'll stage those pallets in front of the VNA aisles. And we have a separate vehicle, the VNA trucks, which will be picking up those pallets and putting them away off of the end cap locations and then getting them into the reserved locations. We'll also be bringing them back out, automatically coming and picking it up, putting it on a system pallet, and then put it into the DPS system or at an outfeed location for whether it's a case item or a recall or something like that.
Okay. A lot of different moving parts there with the whole new system. So
a big question is, does my job go away? So no, the jobs don't go away. They actually change a little bit. So what we know as tugging today will change. So a lot of the operators will be absorbed into those areas.
all right. Sounds good. Sounds like growth for the company, and that's really what's important here. I mean, to make sure we're always staying competitive and looking for improvement.
Find the fastest process.
Yep.
And Bluffton itself has a high rating within the company of continuous improvement projects.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of these projects will come, like the auto decant cell, the AGVs. They come Bluffton because we have a reputation of wanting to try new things and build out from there. The AGV process is, if it's successful here, it's going to be successful at 44 other DCs across the enterprise. So we also could do store unloading. There's a whole bunch of other applications, and so Bluffton is that test bed again just because the hard work of all of our associates and how we do things day in and day out.
Really, a shout out to the associates. I mean, they do a great job whenever it comes to changes. So, okay, do we have anything else to talk about today?
So one of the concerns about the HV trucks also is maybe a safety type of issue, because these trucks will be kind of automating, driving around and things like that. So there are sensors across these machines, and they're rated, so it's kind of a graph, and I believe it's on. Hopefully, you'll be able to show some of the pictures of it. It's kind of a like a yellow and red zones. So as these AGVs are traveling down the aisle, if there's no obstructions in there, it'll travel at full speed. If it detects something further down the stream, it'll actually reduce its speed by 25%. If it gets closer and that object hasn't been removed, it slows down even more. So eventually, if I'm standing in the middle of an aisle, that truck will basically stop long before it gets to me. So there is some safety features that will be built in, so people don't have to worry about these things just randomly running across the building. So
Well, that's good. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around that until we actually start seeing some of it in motion. So that'll be good to see when it gets here.